From sea to sea, the true North, strong and free. A land of breathtaking sights, inspiring diversity, and deeply rooted histories. The only way to believe it is to see it for yourself. From gravy-covered French fries to astonishing natural sights, join us as we discover this North American gem and reveal what makes this country a legend amongst travelers. Explorers, are you ready? Welcome to Canada. Let's start with the basics. Nearly 36 million people call Canada their home. While that may sound like a lot of people, the nation covers a massive 9.98 million square kilometers, making it the world's second largest country after Russia. The country also leads the world in education, with over half of Canadians holding a college degree. There are two official languages in Canada, French and English. In primary school, it's a requirement for English speakers to learn French in order to foster bilingualism. And speaking both languages will come in handy when you visit the predominantly French-speaking province of Quebec. But it's not your only option for a good time. Canada has 9 other provinces and 3 territories that its residents call home. Across this expansive and geographically diverse landmass, where you can find everything from mountain ranges to prairie lands, you'll discover that Canada also has more freshwater lakes than the rest of the world's lakes combined. So many lakes, in fact, that the country has simply numbered many of them as opposed to providing each of them with their own name. And not only are Canadians some of the friendliest people you'll ever meet, they also share the largest unprotected border in the world. These days, the country is proud to celebrate its impressive backdrop with over 15 million travelers every year. Let's find out what adventure awaits you in Canada. Adrenaline junkies need to look no further to find experiences that are sure to get their hearts thumping in their chests. If you're a fan of winter activities, then consider yourself especially lucky. In Western Canada, there are world-class mountains ripe for skiing and snowboarding. From the famous Whistler Blackcomb to Cypress Mountain and Big White, you can't call yourself a snow bunny if you haven't conquered British Columbia's slopes. If an invigoratingly chilly hike is more your thing, then embark on a glacier tour, trekking the rugged 10,000-year-old ice fields of Alberta's Icefields Parkway, one of the largest non-polar ice fields in the world. You'll drive, trek, and drink from these staggeringly beautiful forces of Mother Nature. Afterward, you'll certainly have earned that soak in Banff's Upper Hot Springs. Wintertime offers a never-ending itinerary of exhilarating activities. Travelers can go snowmobiling along starkly white trails, or even skating down impressive natural ice rinks like the Rideau Canal in Ottawa, Ontario. Case in point, the Canadian winter does not disappoint thrill seekers. Once the ice melts, consider a canoe or kayak ride on one of the country's countless lakes and rivers. Favorite spots of the locals include Lac Beauvert in Fairmont Jasper Park Lodge and the emerald waters of Moraine Lake, both of which can be found in the province of Alberta. Though some would argue that the best places to explore via kayak and canoe would be the 29,000 kilometers of coastline in Newfoundland, including 9,656 kilometers of bays, breathtaking fjords, guts, and inlets that will leave you awestruck. And on the note of majestic sights, impressive wildlife runs abound in the Canadian wilderness. You can go whale watching on the coast of eastern Canada, a particularly popular activity in Nova Scotia. And while you're enjoying the icebergs in Newfoundland, you may even get to witness the quirky puffin population's mating season. Or travel into remote forests throughout the country to capture the sight of beavers, moose, and bears of every variety. Head to northern Ontario, and you may be lucky enough to listen to the calls of the provincial bird, the loon. Once you've enjoyed the call of the wild, it's time to head back into Canada's cities to partake in their unique festivals and cultural celebrations. Every year, people from all over head to Calgary, Alberta to enjoy the Calgary Stampede, an annual rodeo, exhibition and festival held each July. You will also want to witness the way of life of Canada's First Nations people. Attend a totem raising ceremony in British Columbia's Kitsilus Canyon Historic Site, or head to Winnipeg and immerse yourself in native culture at the Manitou Arby Festival. If you're a music lover, Canada will not disappoint you either. Cross the Edmonton Folk Music Festival and Ottawa Blues Fest off your list, while also swinging by the East Coast to let the spirit of the region's Celtic-inspired music carry you away. But we haven't forgotten about the sports fanatics. Those of you who love the thrill of the game will want to catch a curling match or enjoy a game of hockey at Maple Leaf Gardens. Once you're truly tuckered out from all the exciting activities you've crossed off your bucket list, then enjoy a winery tour and find your nirvana. Excellent locations to take a winery tour include Ontario's Prince Edward County, not to be confused with Prince Edward Island, and of course Niagara-on-the-Lake. The bonus of visiting Niagara's wine region is that you're only a short drive away from the world-renowned Niagara Falls. Now that we've addressed what to do once you arrive, we certainly need to share with you when to visit. Despite popular belief, Canada isn't actually that cold. Winter runs strong from December through March, with typically rainy spring weather occurring from April to mid-June. Summer, also the high season for tourism, begins near the end of June and runs through nearly the end of September. Fall can last from October until close to the end of December, depending on how Mother Nature feels each year. You may think it risky to visit during fall as things can begin to get a little colder, but taking the risk is the only way to witness the majesty of a potential Indian summer. Experience the scenic fall foliage, where the country's thick wooded areas begin to undergo dramatic transformations as the leaves change colors yet another year. Remember, cold temperatures can cause rapid fat loss if you aren't careful, so don't be afraid to double down on your carb intake, which serves as the perfect introduction to what one must eat and drink while exploring the country. In major cities like Toronto and Vancouver, it's not uncommon to find delicious Mexican, Thai and Chinese food all on the same street, though it's the undeniably Canadian foods such as poutine that the country is known for. Expertly deep-fried French fries, drowned in the perfect ratio of gravy and cheese curds, poutine is a spectacularly indulgent dish. Next, swap your traditional bacon for pea meal bacon, which comes from the pig's belly. If you're sitting down to breakfast, don't forget the authentic Canadian maple syrup, which comes thick, sweet, and anywhere from amber to gold in color. If the thought of seafood makes you drool, then get yourself to Eastern Canada to enjoy freshly caught lobsters, crabs, and oysters. On the West Coast, sit yourself down to mouth-watering servings of Pacific salmon, mackerel, and black cod. We promise you won't be disappointed. Never one to shy away from desserts, Canada also offers delicious donut holes, beaver tails, which are flattened donuts covered in brown sugar and classic toppings like chocolate or butterscotch sauce, and the truly unique Nanaimo bars. But what will you drink to wash down all these belt-tightening treats? Well, the country has an irresistible craft brewery scene, and of course, classic beers like the Pale Lager Molson and India Pale Ale Alexander Keith's should be sampled. Perhaps you're craving a truly unique drink. If so, try the distinctly Canadian beverage, the Caesar, which typically contains vodka, clamato juice, hot sauce, and Worcestershire sauce, and is served with ice in a large celery salt-rimmed glass. Perfect to help pick you back up after a particularly rough night. Oh, and there's nothing like enjoying a glass of ice wine after dinner. This dessert wine is made from grapes frozen on the vine and is popular in not only Canada but Germany as well. Or if you're looking to keep a clear head, then sit down to a tall, cold glass of apple cider from one of Ontario's many apple farms. No matter how you choose to eat and drink your way around the country, one thing's for sure, you won't be disappointed. With so many varied and inspiring landscapes to discover, one visit to this incredible northern nation will surely not be enough. Canada is the type of country that beckons to you again and again and will leave you breathless every single time. We hope these tips ensure that your next great Canadian adventure will be a truly astonishing one. If you still can't get enough, then check out Days to Come for more inspiration and travel tips. And if you're ready to experience the country for yourself, simply visit TourRadar.com today. As they say in Canada, farewell and au revoir for now. TourRadar, booking tours made easy.